ability to even achieve her full potential.
Attention. She loved being around family. She was the typical little girl. She really was. And as she said, she just didn't have, um, the proper support from her.
We've been isolated from the family because they are feelings or situations going on in the household. But basically, what we got information from family members who have spoken to us, she was supposed to come home and she didn't. I read in like news reports and things like that, and the police that I talked to, she should have been arriving home a little bit after 3 o'clock. I even went over there and sat on the corner for a while out of drive and watched the buses come. I wasn't exactly sure which bus she was on, but all the buses came within 2 to 3 minutes of each other and were gone by 3:10. So she should have been home between 3 and 3:15. Or he was charged or so, or maybe a little after. I would have to look at my messages to see. But basically, all this stuff got started, like I said, in 2022. Unfortunately, my efforts did not do anything. Other family members' efforts did not do anything at that time. We got, like I said, we had a little action where they made her move from the one guy, but it did not work. Unfortunately, I thought reporting to CPS, they're going to figure it out. CPS, just please don't get involved. But anyways, how all this stuff started most recently once Naziah went missing was basically Kiwana and I talking to Detective Gardner at the Detroit Public Schools Police Department, hounding her pretty much to the point. I think she got a little bit aggravated with me, and I got aggravated right back with her, saying so did Kiwana. And then they finally started all these searches and this, that, and the other. Someone, well, myself and my family, ended up talking to Mark D, and it went social media viral. I guess Roxy befriended Mark D. I've been knowing Mark D since 9th grade. He's
Hey y'all,
some of my family members.
this is
We went to high school together for a couple
Funny
of
Acting
years.
Grandmama Lanita.
So I've been knowing him
How y'all
for
doing?
a long time, since we was kids.
We back on the
So
Naziah
my
Harris
family
case, and
member
this
had
is
introduced
Janelle,
me
her
to them,
auntie.
and, so they knew who he was. So we talked to Mark. It was social media viral. Roxy, I'm not sure when, but I know like sometime in November she was supposed to be moving back to Michigan or whatever. But she was here doing all that stuff with Mark, and she ended up befriending Mark, and they became close and collaborative.
Oh, so that's how Mark D got in this.
And Roxy just had her own efforts of going, despite the police telling us to stand down or whatever, because they had everything they needed. She had her own efforts, which we were okay with passing out the flyers because the police had told us to stand down. They had everything that they need from the information that we had gained.
That's her story, never changed.
We continue to post, we continue to pass out flyers. All the searches that they did, they're, getting Naziah's name out there. We started receiving death threats and scam artists and psychics and lies, and people calling us, beware, don't listen to her because she's a scam artist. And someone actually vandalized my house because a lot of
They vandalized her house?
that we didn't do anything. Who did a lot of different things in their own way. So, and that was kind of, devastating. I'm receiving death threats.
Wow.
That, my house is being vandalized. My
What?
job is being called. Somebody called my job asking for me, trying to get in contact with me. My supervisor and the security officer had to come and talk to me. And they done put up a thing. If anybody, basically.
She need to sue somebody.
To make sure no one came up to the job looking for me. That was crazy. That was the rift when we all were supposed to be working together in efforts of getting Naziah's name out there, finding Naziah, working with the police.
Now y'all listen to what the aunt had to say.
It was a few other
Aunt Shannon.
But that was the main rift that had happened with all that internet stuff. Roxy
I meant or what you guys wanted me meant to say or whatever, but this is what I said. Whatever Jarvis did or allegedly did, I don't know.
Allegedly.
I don't know. And yes, I did have 5 kids.
But wait, stop right there. Hold on, Shannon, stop right there. Because you said whatever Jarvis did, you really didn't know. But when I asked you earlier if you knew Jarvis was a registered sex offender, you said when you was 19, he explained to you his background.
Yes.
Did you not know what he did?
No, I'm talking about with my niece. I don't know. But yes, Jarvis told me about his background when I was 19.
Okay, so let me ask you this. With Jarvis explaining to you his background and you knowing what he was capable of because he was previously already engaging in that type of activity,
Right.
would you think that it was far-fetched if you heard something in regards to him being inappropriate with a minor in your family? Do you think it would be impossible for that to be true, for him to have done what they said that he did, considering that he had already been convicted of doing something like that before?
I'm not putting anything past it. I'm not putting anything past it.
That's not what he
But
asked
for
you.
the ones that saying that I have anything to do with it, I don't. Or accusing me of saying me and him have something to do with her going missing. No, I don't.
Well, let me ask you this right quick. Considering, like, I don't know what his status is as far as whether he's
That's Mark's D, y'all.
right now, whether he's free, whether he's there with you, whether he's wherever he's at, right? Considering all,
He's been incarcerated since.
Y'all, I wonder why they get so offense when somebody mention them something about this case. Well, why she start going to work? But why you yelling? Oh my gosh. She sound like Jarvis not understanding the situation. But let's hear what came from y'all, not her friends. Why she throw him the hand? And why that lady got involved? Let these folks talk.
So I have a question. I've been seeing, do you know if they took Shannon kids? Because that's something that's been circulating around that I was wondering.
I think I've seen that. I don't know how true it is. If I remember correctly, I thought I seen something about that a while ago, and that was something that resurfaced. So I don't know if that's true or not. I'll reach out to my one of my super twins, Rashida. Been in contact with Shannon every day since the situation. So I'll call her and see.
Yep, I was wondering that. And then too, also, so the uncle where the the video went on or whatever with her, touching her, and people felt like was inappropriately uncomfortable. So do you think? Because I know that you kind of definitely they said they was lying about what happened. People will lie for their things. You know what I'm saying? Black men do get lied on, but people will say things that see what they do in desire will lie to protect their business. So do you really feel like, you know what I'm saying, he maybe got lied on, or are they going to look into the uncle? Because I don't know. My uncle don't. Cause like my family, we show affection, but my uncle ain't grabbing me up and doing all of that. You know, so that wasn't inappropriate. But
It was just a protocol.
yeah.
Girls, right? So, I don't think. What was your question about the uncle that was said?
Do you think? Because I know you say, you know, his family was like, you know, he on a pedophile list, but
He got all the
Like
answers.
the way Eric Jr.
This is Mark's D.
Kicked it to me. You know what I mean? And y'all know how I always say, you know, I'm the type of motherfucker. I can look at a person's eyes or their body language. I can tell about the type of person they is. I can get along with them or not, right? Like eyes is like the window to your soul and shit. That's kind of the same thing that I was examining in Shannon. You know what I mean? So I don't feel like he was lying at all about his dad. You know what I mean? He was wholeheartedly saying what he felt. You know what I'm saying? Whether it was what he was told and it was not the truth or not, he was telling me what his truth as far as his father. You know what I'm saying? And on top of what he's going through right now, like I said, in October he got into a car accident and had to be airlifted to the hospital. Just not getting back. I remember correctly. Get back to the point and started walking.
Mark D is one of the first podcasters that interviewed this family. And he might have to take the stand, y'all, as a witness.
okay, well, yeah, that's all I was wondering. I just had a few questions. All right, bye.
Really was knocking off heaven, like they was doing like a threesome, the job of people was no business. Or was that like headed?
Just been with both of them. I don't know if they was like doing it together, but I mean, he didn't say that.
I'm like, yeah. Yeah, he said he was just home. Okay. So, yeah, I was just making sure it was no petty that, you know, people weird people things. But, okay, I was just wondering if I could, you know, like,
So get back to the line.
Hello? Hey, this is a caller from Savannah, Georgia.
What's happening, Carlos?
I just want to know what's going on with everybody saying that you changed your page to subscribe only or something.
Yeah, it's been a rumor going around that I'm selling Desire Harris on my damn subscription page. Trying to get on the bag. I'm trying to turn.
Cause I've been watching you since her dad, and you was a real nigga. You ain't in it for the money. You've been keeping it 100. You've been doing your thing. You ain't been for the money. You ain't been chasing.
What it is that I have a lot.
Now, y'all, I want y'all to look at the feet. See, do y'all recognize Naziah shoes in this video? Look at these shoes. I know they already got Naziah shoes, but just look at these shoes. Okay, just look at the Nikes.
If you understand the problem, you will see what's going on. I'm trying to get rid of the problem, but they won't go. How? This is family. This is family. This is family. This is her family. Oh God, this is her family. This is her family. She talked to her own family. How is her talking to her own people a problem? They want to talk to her. You can come over here. Roxy is right here. That's her family member. She's talking to him right now.
But y'all, they said that the owner stay downstairs.
I ain't trying to have it on no front street. I've been
So I'm trying to act like why they talking like the owner is somewhere else, but the owner is downstairs.
So what's the deal, Shannon?
my
he said he wanted you out of here. You ain't want to leave, so that's why we're here.
I'm on the phone. I'm doing right now. Like, what you mean? Like she like he's here all the time for my little stuff. First of all, he stayed around the corner. He won't even stand here. We ain't gonna pray. I know.
Why they so mad?
It's about Jarvis messing with Desire or what? Like, I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to her.
I have no need to be. That's a 13-year-old. That's my niece.
Who is she talking to on the phone?
Here, my first place I would have went was to the shop, because that's where y'all let her go. That's my first place. Fuck calling him, fuck asking him. My first place was going to, listen, because I got a 13-year-old.
There is.
And what kind of email is that?
It's a Gmail?
And is there the actual email address listed in that section as well?
Yes.
What's the email address for the Google or Gmail account?
JarvisButts82@gmail.com.
And going to line just a couple down on 24, is there an account listed on line 24 of the user account?
Yes.
And what is that?
This is an Instagram ID account.
And is there a user ID or a username associated?
Somebody gonna make sure Jarvis go down for the charges.
Can you read that?
J-O back to the money.
And is that all one word?
It is.
Back to the money.
Is each Instagram account associated with a unique identifying number?
Yes.
And is that number, the unique identifying number listed on line 24 that you're looking at right now?
Yes, in the second column, there it says user ID.
And just read those numbers for the record.
262854051.
And just in general, preliminary device reports are some contacts that was in the phone listed as well, maybe not in all, but that happened in some preliminary device reports. Okay.
Well, not in the preliminary device report is just specific to the device information. So in other sections of the phone extraction, there would be other information.
Contacts that the person entered into the phone or
Yes, that would just be in different areas, not in the preliminary device information.
maybe.
Yes.
Now, if he delete anything, y'all, it's still gonna be there. So I don't care what you say. When you delete, it's still, the message is still gonna be there.
And it's just a couple of questions based on your experience performing phone extractions. Is it possible to recover things that have been deleted from the phone?
It is.
And is that a guarantee that you're always going to get all the deleted content from a phone?
No.
Can you just talk about that very quickly?
So there's any number of variables that could impact the ability to get deleted information. So it could be make, model of the phone, the software version of the phone, whether or not that phone is supported on the equipment used, a number of different things, if we have the passcode or not. The possibilities are long.
And does someone going into their phone and actually deleting like a text message or photo affect whether it's going to be recovered?
Yes, it can.
Where, after someone deletes like a text message, for example, where would that go into the phone where it may or may not still be able to be recovered?
So it depends again on what the make and model of the phone is and what the
Okay,
version
the
is.
make and the model.
Because the phones change all the time with different updates, it could be in different places. Usually would go into like an
Interesting
unallocated
information.
space or into the trash can where the user can't see it, but it could still be in that trash can or in the deleted files on the phone that the user doesn't necessarily see, but would still be available possibly through extraction.
And that's not, is that a guarantee that if they're going to recover, or is that trash can run out of unit space overwritten as time?
It can't, so there are no guarantees. It can be overwritten. It may not be an area that, it may not be a device that's supported to attempt to recover deleted. So it could be any, there are never any guarantees with it. There's a lot of variables that would play into the abilities.
Okay, y'all. Like I said, Marsh Deeds is the man that knows a lot. But listen to this now. Suppose Nazaria Harris in the protected custody.
Just gave me their perspective, right? And I'll say this: they're not with anything that happened. They're not with all of the shit either. I mean, they're not happy with nothing that's going on. People ask, where was the males at in the family?
This man got so many answers.
Just got out. I mean, now I don't know if Eric Jr. Would be willing to do an interview, but the brother said he wouldn't. But I will say something about and I can't remember his last name, and it's a shame on me that I can't remember his last name. The guy who Nazaria is being seen with right now, right, his level 3 sex offender registration is due to a white woman lying on him down in Ohio. And this brother is actually fighting to get that removed, abolished from his record, because it is known, I guess, the white lady admitted to lying on him. So there's a lot of people that is spreading.
And does that refresh your memory? And what were the last 4 digits of Travis Smuts' phone number?
Wonder why he want to turn himself in on a date that she is missing. Jabba's butts. I'm glad you didn't have no kids by him.
Rob, Travis Smuts off at the courthouse to turn himself in. Did you go to his place of employment at 9,000 Connors? Okay, did you ever talk to his business partner, Cordell Ray? Okay. I got this.
Morning, Miss Davis. You met Mr. Butts at Frank's Garage, is that right? And that's where Mr. Butts was working about 4 years ago. You're taking the car there, and I think in your words you said you kind of never left after you met him. Is that fair to say? You guys got along really well, and you just kind of started a relationship from there. Would you go up to the garage after that relationship started? Kind of just to drop in. At any point in time while you were at Frank's Garage, did you ever see any children there? Is it fair to say that Mr. Butts was very protective of his phone around you? He would never let you.
I see why he's very protective of them.
Give you access, certainly didn't give you his passcode or anything. In fact, you eventually actively tried to get into his phone, right? I think
Shannon got the password.
when he was sleeping, you tried to kind of wave it in front
No,
of him.
she don't.
That would unlock it. Took a picture of his face once and tried to put the screens together. So you wanted to know what was in his phone. And he did not want you to know what was in his phone, as far as you know. Is that a yes? Were they like the same days, or was it random? Random. Okay. About what time would you come over?
After work hours. After like 6 o'clock.
Okay, so you think he would come kind of straight from work?
No, he will probably do something else and then be there later on in the night.
Okay, so closer to like 9, 10?
Yeah.
Okay. What'd you say
So he
about-
must have lived with her.
To about 2 o'clock in the morning.
Okay.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Get to your home.
A couple of times it was in a white truck, a white Helen truck. Sometimes I think he would walk.
stop right there. Hold on, Shannon. Stop right there. Because you said whatever Jarvis did, you really didn't know. But when I asked you earlier if you knew Jarvis was a registered sex offender, you said when you was 19, he explained to you his background.
Yes.
Did you not
Yes,
know or did
No, I'm talking about with my niece. I don't know. But yes, Jarvis told me about his background when I was 19.
Okay, so
Yes.
so let me ask you this. With Jarvis explaining to you his background and you knowing what he was capable of because he was previously already engaging in that type of activity, would you think that it was far-fetched if you heard something in regards to him being inappropriate with a minor in your family? Do you think it would be impossible for that to be true, for him to have done what they said that he did, considering that he had already been convicted of doing something like that before?
I'm not putting anything past it. I'm not putting anything past it. But for the ones that saying that I have anything to do with it, I don't. Or accusing me of saying me and him have something to do with her going missing. No, I don't.
Well, let me ask you this. Right quick. Considering, I don't know what his status is as far as whether he's, locked up right now, whether he's free, whether he's there with you, whether he's wherever he's at, right? Considering all... Huh?
He's been incarcerated since...
Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Now, why are they recording this? This is Makita. Not Makita. Shannon's sister.
Right. Get these coats.
And see, they think it's funny. This talking to the kids in a kind of way. And she videoing this information. The twin. Not Shannon, but the other one. Unless that's Shannon.
Let's go. You need a coat.
And they make it worse, getting the kids in trouble. Oh, they so mean.
It's time for everybody here to say prayers. You too.
And you indicated that you were close with her. Can you think of any reason that I would not share information with you?
I'm so sick of her.
If something was bothering her, or if she had a bad day in school, she'll come to me and we'll sit and talk about it. I always kept the door open for communication with Zion. And with
I don't believe that.
So she always felt free, to come to me and sit down and talk to me about.
Well, why you didn't say nothing when them
At all. And yes, that might be my child father. Yes, I do got 5 kids. Yes, my youngest is 1. There's some not different.
Apparently this man has had a history of this, like something that you know.
But if she was help, hold on. Now, y'all, I was bragging on Mark D. Mark D did a good job interviewing these individuals and the family. He did a good job of interviewing them. Now, Mark D said Now he said that he said this, not me. It's going to be a lot of people on the internet who's going to be looking real stupid. Now, what you mean by that? When everything come out after the trial, and it ain't gonna be me. So why he said it? He said a lot of people going to look stupid after the trial. A lot of people believe she's deceased. So is he trying to tell us Shannon told Roxy that she's alive? And maybe they did find her. That's why they are telling us there is no need to look for her anymore. Yeah, I decided to look for Mac E stores in Detroit. Let me see. The liquor store. Let me see what it's gonna serve. Where is this layout going to take us? God, I don't know what these folks doing. Okay, I see the Shell gas. I see Shell gas right there. Liquor store. What is the liquor store? Y'all, it's a lot over here in this area where Mac and E Warren area. Cause you got the Hamburg Township. They trying to say these are the areas that she was spotted in. Let's try it, y'all. Let's look and see what's going on, man. It's on the thing over here. It's a field. It's all I get. It's a little bit of field. Come out of this. These folks got so many answers to stuff. See, when I pull this up, okay, I can see, I'm going, what is this? Township. See, they mentioned the township apartments. Let me see. Ooh, Lord. This is like, how far is this from the shop? Hold on, let me see, can I find something, y'all? Java's phone was banging from a different places. He wasn't, they said that they seen him at a Warren, okay? I see the, let me see what that's out. River Roads. Well, I don't know. To go to River Roads. So, if he was spotted in this area right here, he not too far from that river. Jarvis went crazy.
Oh, that's what everybody keep asking me. Like, do you know your sister? You know I did. When I looked inside the TikTok video, because somebody sent it to me. They said, go look at your sister's last TikTok video she made. I went to go look at it, and I didn't really see her nothing. Like, cause she had a coat on. Yeah. So I ain't really, but when I looked at her face was puffy. Like pie face. So I was thinking about, it took me back when I had my daughter. Yeah. And my baby mom was pregnant with my daughter. Her face was puffy and stuff, so it was like, you know what I'm saying? Did I want to believe or didn't want to believe? Her face was getting puffy, so I could believe that she was pregnant. And it was in the messages too, and then the pregnancy tests and stuff, so it's just crazy. This whole situation is crazy.
Okay, y'all. It was a question that somebody asked Roxy. Roxy is the cousin who got all the answers as well. The question was, they since they haven't found her body, do you think that they have her put up somewhere where she could deliver the child and be taken care of? Now I'm gonna put this right here and let y'all hear what Roxy said. I'm gonna let y'all hear what cousin Roxy said. And then I'm gonna let y'all go eat some barbecue.
Hello, Miss Harvey. This is a really good question. You said since they haven't found her body, do I think that they have her put up somewhere where she could deliver the child and be taken care of? No. I don't. In the beginning, when I first got to Detroit, in February of 2024, I did think that that was a possibility.
So why Mox make that
I was
comment?
hoping that that could be a possibility, considering the fact of how many kids all them got. Right? But no, I don't think that she is put up anywhere. I don't think that she had the baby. No, she is gone. Meaning unalived, gone. As well as her unborn child.
She said as her unborn child though.
The prosecution has already stated that they have an overwhelming amount of evidence to be able to prove that she is unalive.
Okay, y'all. There your answer.
So, no. I don't think that they have her put up somewhere, and I don't think that the child is being taken care of.
Alright, y'all, there your
I
answer.
believe that Naziah Harris,
Y'all like, share, and subscribe, and thanks for
unborn
watching.
child,